One of our top stories this morning, a 56-year-old Missoula man is in the Missoula County Jail after allegedly robbing the Nickel Ante-Casino on Sherwood Street at gunpoint Friday night. Missoula Police Sergeant Rick Stevenson said the initial call came into 911 just after 8:30 p.m.
A male had entered the casino with a firearm and demanded money from the clerk. The clerk gave the suspect money, and the suspect fled on foot. Two witnesses from inside the casino chased the suspect. At some point, the suspect fired several rounds at the direction of the witnesses before continuing to flee.
At this point, Stevenson said Missoula police officers were able to confront the suspect.
Officers observed the male nearby and took him into custody without incident. The male was in possession of a handgun and cash obtained during the incident. No one was injured or hurt during the incident, and detectives were called in, and we currently have an ongoing case with it.
According to the Missoula County Jail roster, 56-year-old Stephen James Antill has been charged with felony robbery and felony criminal endangerment for shooting at the witnesses, with initial bail set at $50,000. Antill is set to make his initial appearance in Missoula Justice Court later on today. A Montana judge has sentenced a Canadian online pharmacy to pay $34 million for importing counterfeit and unapproved drugs into this country. U.S. District Judge Dana Christensen on Friday accepted plea agreements with Canada Drugs and its founder, Chris Thorkelson. The company pleaded guilty to introducing misbranded drugs into interstate commerce, and two subsidiary companies pleaded guilty to selling counterfeit drugs. Thorkelson pleaded guilty to knowing about and concealing a felony crime. Prosecutors say the company has made at least $78 million since 2001 by importing mislabeled and unapproved drugs. That includes two counterfeit cancer drugs that had no active ingredients. Canada Drugs was also sentenced to 5 years probation in order to stop selling unapproved, misbranded, and counterfeit drugs. Thorkelson received a 5 years probation with 6 months house arrest. He also must pay a $250,000 fine. The Missoula Family YMCA received the final test results of its Learning Center child care facility on Friday. The facility was rocked recently when it was revealed that a former employee, Autumn Hines, was caught smoking methamphetamine in what was called a meth den that she had constructed in the laundry room, and it was determined she was exhaling the smoke into the bathroom's exhaust ducts, thus spreading the residue throughout the center. Interim CEO of the YMCA, Heather Foster, said she was gratified that the cleanup of the facility was moving forward.
We received our test results today, which, like you said, it does have some really encouraging news in it. We've found out that all of our classrooms are clear. They're not testing for methamphetamines, which is really, really incredible. We were concerned about that. We do know that we have quite a few rooms in our facility. All of them are staff-only spaces that are going to require cleaning and abatement.
Foster turned emotional when relating how the Learning Center's families had rallied around the management after the facility had to be closed following Hines' arrest.
They are so loyal. I can't even tell you how humbled we are by our families and the response that we've got from them. They have been really, really incredible. It's going to take some patience still at just the beginning, really, of the process of getting back into this space. We're anticipating right now 30 days at least. I don't know how educated that guess is until we actually get bids back from contractors.
Foster said moving forward, some difficult and expensive decisions will have to be made to ensure that employees, not just at the Learning Center, but throughout the entire YMCA organization, are properly vetted and tested. A new report released last week by the Environment Montana Research and Policy Center states that a majority of Montana schools tested found unsafe levels of lead in drinking water. In response, MCPS Superintendent Mark Thane said the district paid special attention to water quality as it was preparing for all the building and remodeling planned after the passage of the combined $158 million bond issue.
Although it's not required, we initiated testing in all of our schools to determine whether or not we were falling within the EPA guidelines. All of our Missoula area schools are served by our municipal water system, and all of the readings in those facilities came back within the EPA guidelines.
A new report from the city of Missoula details the fact that Missoula water tested 60 times for lead contamination in the period between March to October of 2017, according to Missoula Water Superintendent Dennis Bowman.
In our consumer confidence report, we took 30 samples in March of 2017 and October of 2017 each. And out of those 30 samples each, our detected 90% percentile was only 2, which the action level is 15.
Borden also claimed, Sky Borden of Environment Montana claimed that the state's public schools are not even required to report lead contamination when it is found.
So a district in Montana could voluntarily test, get an off-the-chart 10,000 parts per billion reading, and legally not tell a single person and not do anything about it. That's crazy. That needs to change.
The Environment Montana report used a level of 1 part per billion recommended by the American Association of Pediatrics, while the EPA level was 15 parts per billion. The theft and murder of 2 dogs in Darby is bringing the community together to help find the culprit. Jennifer Warhay is a close friend of the family who lost their dogs.
Back in January, Charlie and Stacy Highland's beagles were stolen from their home, and the female was pregnant. The people kept the dog, had the puppies, kept the puppies, and then killed the mom and the male dog that they had stolen along with it and dumped it about 2 weeks ago up by Lake Como. It's just really disturbing that somebody would do that, and that person needs to be found and put away.
This week, Warhay organized an effort to help bring information into the sheriff's office.
I started a reward fund through Farmer State Bank, and we've had quite a few donations, and the reward now is over $3,000. So, we're putting the information out there and hoping that somebody, maybe driven by the money, will turn somebody in.
Warhay says the sheriff's office will connect tip providers with the money, so the public simply needs to call the Ravalli County Sheriff's Office. Warhay says all kinds of information could be helpful, even simply reporting sightings of new beagle puppies. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station. Scattered showers and even an isolated rumble of thunder will be possible today. High temperatures will top out in the upper 40s. It'll be quite breezy with wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for Missoula's KECI 13 on NBC Montana.